Welcome to How to Yu-Gi-Oh!
Let's explain Argostars.
Chapter 1.
Here we are. So let's talk about Argostars, the new archetype that premiered in Supreme Darkness, acronym SUDA. With that being said, let's get on with the rest of the video.
Chapter 2.
In front of you, you can see the cards that premiered in Supreme Darkness, Argostars. Let's talk about them. First, let's talk about the first monster from the lineup of Argostars, Argostars Glorious Adra. So its effect, during your opponent's turn, if you control a continuous trap, quick effect, you can banish this card from your hand, make the attack of one monster on the field 0 until the end of this turn. If this card is normal summoned this turn, your opponent can activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your continuous traps or their effects. You can banish this card you control, place up to 2 Argostars continuous traps with different names from your hand or deck, or face up in your spell and trap zone. You can only use this effect of Argostars Glorious Adra once per turn. Look at this card and you see the reemergence of traps. I was talking about this in a previous video, especially with Psalms of Kings, that we needed a way for traps to be better, for traps to get promoted. And lo and behold, Konami has listened to exactly what I've said, or exactly what traps need.
Nice!
I look at Glorious Adra and I love it. I absolutely love this card. I love what it represents here, right? Being able to set and activate continuous traps that turn their set is fantastic, okay? Now, sure, we have seen this sort of ability before with True Draco. But let's go over the other Argostar cards and see where they're going with this. So let's go with the field spell. Argostar's Home Stadium. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, add 1 Argostars card from your graveyard or banishment to your hand. Each time a continuous trap in the spell and trap zone is special summoned to your field, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Once per chain, if a continuous trap activates its effect in your monster zone, while you have a banished Argostar monster, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effect until the end of this turn. So, look what it says here. This is the first time in, I can dare say, in Yu-Gi-Oh! History that we've had a field spell say once per chain.
Success comes from being the best.
Not once per turn. This is a whole new dynamic and a whole new way to negate in Yu-Gi-Oh! Especially for a field spell. So we're seeing field spell advancement. Fantastic. Let's go over to the Argostar traps that you're going to use. First of all, we have Argostar's Lightning To-Do. To-do. Get it? To-do? To-do, to-do, to-do. I think that's how you'd say it, to-do. So it's a fact. While this is face up in the spell and trap zone, warrior monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card, special summon this as an effect monster. Warrior Light, level 4, attack 2000, defense 2000. With the following effect, this card is also still a trap. You can add 1 Argostars card from your deck to your hand, except Argostars Lightning To-Do. Once per turn, quick effect, you can place this face-up card in your spell and trap zone. And then we have the other Argostar continuous trap, Argostar's Slayer Eteo. While this face-up card is in the spell and trap zone, warrior monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon this card as an effect monster. Warrior Light, level 4, attack 800, defense 800. With the following effects, this is also still a trap card. Then, if you have a banished Argostar monster, you can return one card on the field to the hand. Once per turn, quick effect, you can place this face-up card in your spell and trap zone. Indeed, when we look at Argostars, we can see more and more what this archetype is about, okay? We're beginning to see loads of sexy things. Let's go to the next slide, and we can see we have another Argostars monster. We have Argostars Fierce Path. Argostars Fierce Path has the following effect, okay? Gain 700 attack and defense for each Argostar monster you control with different names. You can only use each of the following effects of Argostar's Fierce Path once per turn. Quick effect, you can reveal this card in your hand, return one face-up Argostar's continuous trap you control to the hand. And if you do, special summon this card. You can banish this card. You control, set one continuous trap from your hand. It can be activated this turn. Oh my goodness. Argostar's Fierce Path is really fierce. It's the first time in Yu-Gi-Oh history we are able to activate continuous traps the turn they are set. This is new and fantastic. This opens up whole new possibilities. For example, as you can see here with Quardon, the Clear-Sighted, we can use its effect, set a continuous trap from our hand to the graveyard, and it can be activated this turn. The abilities, the possibilities are endless. What we can do here, there's so many things that can happen. We have Foolish Burial Goods. Oh my goodness. Well, let's go to the next slide and talk about where all this goes from here.
Chapter 3.
Right, and now we're going to this slide, as you can see here, and we'll talk about the possibilities. First of all, we've had continuous traps in Yu-Gi-Oh! And this has been a thing in the past. But the problem is, as you so well know, my fellow students, traps have been extremely slow. And in the format that we're in right now, being able to activate these traps quickly and efficiently with time, and if we get more support, there's loads of things that can be done here. For example, these three traps, continuous traps you can see here, are part of what can restrict cards in this current competitive scene. Look at Mask of Restrict. Being able to use Foolish Goods, right? Burial Goods, send Mask of Restrict to the graveyard, then normal summon Cardon Clear, the Clear-Sighted, activate Mask of Restrict from your graveyard back onto the field, means that, guess what? Your opponent cannot tribute, so they can't Nibiru you. Appropriate is going to be really good for that matchup because everyone's going to be playing, obviously, the Malcharmies. And you have Royal Prison. Neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyard. Great, fantastic continuous trap, as this is an effect that is very common in decks, and with Argostars, you don't really do that a lot. These three continuous traps before were clearly useless and were limiting, as you couldn't activate them quickly or efficiently. But with Argostars, that's no longer the case. These can now become staples. The possibilities of these continuous traps is completely endless. And if you mix it right, Argostars with another archetype involved, maybe Phantom Knights, I'm planning to do that soon. Maybe you'll see that build in a future video. You'll see that deck profile. You'll see that. I'm really excited. So many things you can do here. When we go to the next slide, we can see the all manners of possibilities that we can have when we go into our side deck, especially with the Argostars. You have Imperial Iron Wall, right? This can be activated, obviously, meaning you can deal with the current competitive scene. Being able to just say no to Malice, as they cannot banish, and also says no to Bestials. The ability of Greed means that this also targets, for example, Malcharmy cards, meaning that you're able to burn your opponent every time they draw with Malcharmy. So the Malcharmy actually, when they do so, they'll deal them damage. You have Soul Drain again, meaning that you can stop that ever so slightly Malice board or any effects that activate in the graveyard. You have Mind Drain again, fantastic card. continuous trap that can deal with all the hand traps, as this is a problem, as we've had no way in the past to deal with hand traps quickly and efficiently. Mind Drain exists, we can do that. Sure, you pay 1,000 life points, but hey, it's the price for dealing with hand traps. The possibilities here are absolutely endless. Let's continue and move on. So, let's go to the overall conclusion.
Final chapter.
And here we are at the end. So let's talk about it. When we are at the conclusion and we talk about Argostars, I see so much potential. I see the light and I see things that we couldn't do with traps that we can do right now. Very similarly to Sky Strikers, as we have loads of traps and we only have two monsters in the entire deck. There's a lot here to work with, a lot of things we can do, a lot of possibilities for traps moving forward, and there's just a lot of fun things that can be had here. Okay, I like it. I like where this is going. I hope there's more future support for Argostars. We've seen the support from Supreme Darkness, and we've seen some other support that from Alliance Insight. I hope there is more. There's loads of potential here for continuous traps. I would like traps to be part of our game, right? And this is a great archetype to do so. Obviously, by itself and with its current existence, there's not much that can be done here, but that doesn't mean the potential is low. There's loads of things that can be done. There's loads of spicy things we can do here, and I'm excited, especially as a PK main, Phantom Knights. I'm excited for this because I see this as Phantom Knight support. Definitely. I use a lot of continuous traps in my deck. Phantom Knights do so. We use them a lot, and there's just loads of possibilities here that can be done. It'll fit neatly into the deck, and I'm really excited about putting this archetype into Phantom Knights and giving it a new lease of life. Well, anyways, that's pretty much it. So tune in next time as we'll talk about other things on this channel. Hope to see you soon.
We come to the end of this video. So, as I like to say, you are one step closer to becoming a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master. My fate, right, is in your hands.